Morning. It was a bit slow for the sunrise this morning. I had a lot of trouble sleeping last night. Got down all right. Got a few hours and woke up again at just before 1 a.m. I think. Spent the next several hours completely unable to get back to sleep. And then I did fall back asleep. But then I woke slightly too late for the plan of getting up for the sunrise this morning and attempting to find that perfect sunrise shot again. It is a beautiful dawn out there, but looking at the clouds on the horizon and in the sky would not have been the perfect shot anyway. Would have been quite a good shot, I think. Not the one I'm after, not the one I'm chasing. I do get to witness this morning a meteorological effect I have not seen on the lake here yet. And that is mist rising from the surface, which a little bit tricky to get on camera, especially with the iPhone. But yeah, looks very atmospheric and cool. So add that to the list of effects I would like for my perfect sunrise photo. But yeah, I guess I'll find out how often it does that and what time of year it tends to do that. With a bit of luck, I'll get a place here and have all the time in the world to explore the possibilities. However, this morning I'm still carrying a fair load of bummed outedness about the application rejection I got yesterday for one of the nicest places I'd inspected so far, frankly. And the nature of the rejection, which if you saw the end of yesterday's video, you'll know about, just rubbed in a little more, so it stuck with me. It's not unusual for people with my particular mix of neurological issues to be a little sensitive to rejection. It's normally not too bad for me, but there are some people who have I've forgotten the actual diagnostic name for it. Rejection sensitivity something. I'll put it on screen. But yeah, it's kind of a conflagration of things that has just made them super sensitive to any sensed rejection, and it makes it, pretty difficult to function in a lot of situations. So I do not envy that. I experience a shadow of it from time to time. It's not constant and it's not generally very acute, but yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it today because yeah, that marks 10 rejections in the last few weeks when I've been actively house hunting here in Ballarat. It was 2 just before PAX and 8 since I got back from PAX. Still, there's one pending. There's one application still processing. Maybe that'll be the one. That'd be a nice one too, because that was a pretty decent place. That was quite nice. But yeah, no new places have been listed as of last night. I'll check again throughout the day. But as of right now, there are no new inspections lined up this week. So keeping my mind active is one of the more difficult things living like this, because I have so very few options. But yeah, ordinarily when I have a day where I get to choose what I do all day long, I have a lot of options. But living as I am now, homeless adventurer in the Shuttlepod, the options are few. And so more often than not, it involves parking somewhere pleasant and scrolling on my phone. Today though, I have an idea I want to try it that I've been wanting to have a look at for a few days now, but we'll get to that. First, I'm going to sit here and enjoy the sunrise for a bit, and then I need coffee, food, and a restroom. Probably in that order. No, food, coffee, then restroom. Yeah. See, look at me. I can make plans. Can this part of my life be over? I'm so ready to get back to a regular routine. I really am starting to resent the day-to-day. My dingle dangles are a different length. I mean, you know, I know it's typical, common even, for one to hang lower than the other, but wait, what was I talking about? Right, so first mini mission of today, side quest, if you will. So there's a thing that the Victorian government do, and it's provide free Wi-Fi, but not across the entire state. Just little blibs and blobs here and there, mostly in Melbourne, which is the capital city of Victoria, but also in Bendigo and Ballarat. And there's a couple of dozen access points around Ballarat. They have a little website where there's a map where it will show you, you know, where the access points are. And it's not exactly blanket coverage of Ballarat, not even in the CBD area, but just, you know, blibs and blobs here and there. And I don't think they're using sort of commercial level equipment for the access points either, because the range of them is extremely limited as well. So I think they're just using like household shit to get this done. So yeah, it's not exactly a comprehensive civic service they're providing here, but there is some. And I've been tracking down a couple of the more useful locations in Ballarat here where I can access that Wi-Fi, just to save me a little bit of mobile data here and there. And luckily enough, in one of the places I sometimes like to park and just hang out for a bit because it's a pleasant area and there's trees and shade and stuff. I do have access to that free Wi-Fi, the Vic free Wi-Fi service. The speeds are not astonishing, but they're not bad usually. Certainly very practical for, you know, for the kind of purposes they're intended for, just, you know, casual intermittent use for, you know, residents and tourists and stuff. It's not supposed to be a replacement for your home Wi-Fi or anything, and they very clearly state that on their terms of service. If you like use tons of it all day every day, they'll probably just wind up blocking you or something for abuse of the system. I don't know, but it does work and work reasonably well. I'm sitting in one of those spots right now where I have access to a fairly decent signal, and I've tested it across a few days now, and the average download speed is anywhere between 20 and 35 megabits a second, which is plenty for surfing the internet and, you know, watching TikTok and YouTube and crap like that. And the upload is even halfway decent. I in fact used the upload last night, testing it out whether I could upload a entire video over it, which was a little over a gig's worth of data. I think it was 1.34 gigs or something like that, because it was a fairly long video yesterday. Yeah, it went up without a problem. They do warn in the terms of service that arbitrarily, if they decide you're using too much or whatever, or you know, they might set a data limit or something and kick you off, but I think that's just there to cover their asses in case someone does start abusing the system. They've got, you know, they can point to the rules and go, nope. But yeah, something I've been wanting to try is hooking up the Switch 2 to this Wi-Fi and seeing if it's good enough to update my games, download the patches for example, for No Man's Sky. I talked a couple of videos ago how one of the recent big updates for that, which introduces a whole new sort of section of gameplay opportunities and brand new ships and brand new shipbuilding and spacewalky adventures where you can go and, you know. Point is, there's a lot of new content, and No Man's Sky is one of those games that does lend itself to this particular lifestyle, at least when I have access to reliable power, because you can just sink into it for several hours and you know, let the day fade away when you've got, you know, nothing better to do. Or, for example, I am taking a rest day at a caravan park where I can hook up to power and just play a game all day long if I should wish. So yeah, let's give that a go and see if the Switch will connect to it. It should work. Now, this Wi-Fi is one of those captive Wi-Fi things, so you have to sign in or accept the terms of service that come up on a web page before it will let you connect to the service proper. And the Switch 2 should support that. There is a web browser in there. You can't access it normally, but it's there for this exact kind of purpose, so you can accept terms of service on Wi-Fi, you know, public Wi-Fi and McDonald's and whatever. So it should connect without problem. My question is it going to be good enough to download a game patch, or is it going to choke me out when it detects I'm downloading a whole bunch of data all at once? Only one way to find out. Smash cut to finding out. And the answer is yes, it will connect to it without bother. It will fail the first time it tries to connect and go, oh, actually you need to sign in on this one. So then it restarts the connection process again, and this time correctly serves you the sign-in page. Yeah, connected without issue. So I selected No Man's Sky, told it to download the latest update, and it is doing it. Unfortunately, it is currently telling me it is going to take 45 hours to download this particular game patch. I do not know how big this game patch is, because Nintendo, in their infinite wisdom, wildly frustratingly, don't tell you. It gives you a progress bar and a percentage and an estimated time, but it will not tell you how big that file is and how much of it you've downloaded. So I've got no idea how big this file actually is, whether it's just enormous or whether I'm being speed choked by the service, some sort of automatic thing to stop, you know, people monopolizing the download speed. No way to know. All I know is clearly not a very practical way to download a game update. And in fact, having glanced at it just now, it is now paused, which probably means the service is designed to stop this kind of mass file download, which is not too uncommon for public Wi-Fi services. Yeah, it's completely stalled out the download. Yeah. And yep, no way to restart the download manually. Download options, download this first, cancel download, close. Oh well. Now, I do already have this weekend's rest day booked in at the caravan park where I was at a couple of weekends ago, which does have complimentary Wi-Fi, unlike the one I stayed in a couple of days ago. And although that Wi-Fi is slow, it is very reliable, and I did in fact update several games last time I was up there. It did take like a day and a half. Well, actually, to be completely honest, it took a day and a half to download a brand new game, The Outer Worlds 2. The game updates themselves, I wasn't actually timing, but a fistful of hours at least. So yeah, I can still update the game when I get to the caravan park, but I was hoping to play the game at the caravan park, not just sit there and watch it download. So yeah. And yeah, the Switch is refusing to download anymore right now. I think the public Wi-Fi is set up as such to prevent large monolithic data downloads like that. Not shocking, but a little bit disappointing. Oh well, worth a shot. However, I'll tell you what else we can try while we're here. Just because it's blocking massive download doesn't mean we can't use it for gaming. So I'm going to load up let's say Monster Hunter Rise, and see if I can do some online gaming on this public Wi-Fi. Alright, here we go. Searching for a quest session. Are we going to find anything? I've just selected random, I think 3 or 4 star quest here. Apparently the player base of this is still quite active, as people were generally moderately disappointed with Monster Hunter Wilds. Apparently the sales of Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak spiked again, and in fact they've sold more copies of this game than they have. Alright, let's just try a random join request and see what we get. Oh, there we go. We have joined a random quest, so online is indeed working. But is it good enough? Are we going to see a bunch of laggy malarkey, or are we going to be good?
Lead us to victory.
Up. And we had a communication error. It was going quite good there for a second. So I'm going to come down on the side of no, it's probably not any good for online gaming, a bit unreliable. The netcode of Monster Hunter Rise there very, very rarely has failed me. So I'm more apt to blame the Wi-Fi than I am the game just being a bit squirrely. But yeah, we had a communication error there, so I don't know. Not really good for that online multiplayer action. Probably good enough to do a Pokemon trade or a mystery gift. They'll probably hold out for that, but yeah. I think we're going to come down on the failure side of the experiment on that one, which is a pity. Oh well. Oh, yep. That was definitely the Wi-Fi. I've just glanced down at the interface and seen that the Wi-Fi icon has gone dark. So I was kicked off the Wi-Fi again. I wonder if they've got any technology that's supposed to detect gaming activity. Because I've spent a couple of hours just scrolling TikTok on this Wi-Fi with that issue, but yeah, whatever. Whatever. Would have been nice if it worked, but it's hardly the end of the world because it doesn't. But now we know. I have made a rather dramatic error in judgment with that experiment. What I should have done is tried pretty much any game except Monster Hunter. Because if you've been around here long enough, you know Monster Hunter is one of my favorite games of all time. I spent literally multiple thousands of hours in Monster Hunter Rise / Sunbreak on across all the platforms it was available on, mainly Switch and PC. And I've been hitting FOMO pretty hard recently with the new content around Monster Hunter Wilds. I mean, the Final Fantasy stuff, the tie-in crossover, whatever, is I don't care too much about that because I'm not really a Final Fantasy guy, so there is no nostalgia bait that works for me there. But it does seem like a fun and interesting and quirky fight that would provide some challenge. But there's a lot of other stuff going on, you know, higher and higher level monsters and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just generally missing playing it. Like, just in general, missing engaging with the game. So that little 4-minute burst of Monster Hunter Rise there, they got the itch running. And the same thing has been happening for Fallout 76. I've spoken a few times in these vlogs about how I miss popping to that to do my daily quests, and, you know, streaming once a week at least to do the weeklies with the community that I have over on Twitch. You know, there was a regular group of us who would tend to get together and just, you know, cruise around in the game and get the shit done. And You know, I miss that community aspect of it as well. But in particular, there's a new update coming to 76 that has another new map expansion into Ohio, with another range of environments and new things and new quests and new characters and new quest lines and shit like that, and a whole new bounty hunting system, which is being, you know, run inside the game, like you report the bounties and whatever to the ghoul, like the ghoul, the one from the show, and voiced by Walton Goggins. I think that comes out December 10th, something like that. So I'm really hoping I have a place by then and an internet connection and I'm set up for gaming again, because I really don't want to miss out on that. This time of year with gaming, there is so much I'm missing out on, and it's frustrating. And that little test I just did with Monster Hunter just whet the appetite all over again. And now the FOMO is stinging. Yeah, I think I made a mistake doing that experiment. It just bummed me out more than anything else. Crashed out a little bit this afternoon. I tried to go to a shopping center just so I could have a little walk around, stretch the legs, because I really haven't moved much in the last couple of days, so I figured I should probably keep an eye on that. And yeah, I don't know whether it was the noise of the shopping center or something else, but yeah, the energy levels just. Also tried going to a local op shop, because you know that was going to be quieter, and I wanted to have a look at their CDs, believe it or not. Because the Shuttlepod here has what I suspect was the most basic level of trim possible for it, and it is from 2011 as well. But yeah, the sound deck it has CD, but no ability for Bluetooth or MP3s or anything like that. There is an auxiliary jack hidden away where the glove compartment is, buried in there like an afterthought. But I thought, well, I noticed the op shop had CDs in it last time I was in there. I should go and have a look and see if I can find something, because the drive between here and Castlemaine, which is one of the caravan parks I tend to frequent when I need a day or two, because it's a nice one. But yeah, this one's an hour drive away, and it's through some roads and stuff where the radio signals get a bit patchy. So I thought, man, what if I find some good old CDs? Maybe there's something there I like. Maybe I'll get lucky and stumble across some old Alanis Morissette or something. Jagged Little Pill, come on. There's got to be 7 gajillion Jagged Little Pill CDs out there somewhere. But no, they had crap. I don't know where they keep the good stuff and sell it on eBay or something, or they never get any good stuff in. But no, it was all shitty classical recordings. And don't get me wrong, I like classical music. Don't want to sit and drive to it though. But it was especially shitty stuff, like nothing good. I had some Michael Bublé. No thanks. So that was a mild disappointment. Yeah, aside from that, I just crashed out in the back for a bit. Tried playing some No Man's Sky, some unpatched No Man's Sky. So I loaded up the old Switch exclusive save that we ran when we were doing that little kind of mini series of checking out the original Switch version, not the Switch 2 patch. Geez, it runs good on the Switch 2 though. It really does. It really does. Just, you know, zero complaints about how the game behaves on the Switch 2, except for the fact that it tends to get the updates a little bit late, because that's just how Nintendo roll when they're approving game patches and updates and stuff like that. It's just a slower process than everybody else. Yeah, like I played for like, I don't know, an hour or however long it took to burn down 50% of the battery, probably a bit longer. But the whole time I was thinking, man, I wish I could be playing Fallout 76. I want to do the events and stuff, and it's just, I don't know. I might try it on the weekend. See if 76 works alright on the caravan park Wi-Fi. Because the place I'm booked in to chill out for the weekend will have complimentary Wi-Fi. Did I mention that earlier? I think I might have mentioned that in one of the earlier clips. Well, just in case I edit it out. Anyway, a day is drawing on. I think I might just find my my spot for the night and crawl into the back and just continue to let the energy drain out of me for the day, because I don't think I've got much in me for anything else. So we'll tap it here, I guess. Actually, this has been a sunny day. Do I have full battery in my solar panel? Nope. 75% number. What was I saying? All right. Thank you for the support, for the PayPals, of which there hasn't been any for a few days, but thank you in retrospect for everyone who's supported so far. The super chats. Hello, Stammer. Yeah, that's, I can tell I'm getting tired. Tired or stressed or both. The stammer starts blah blah blah. And the other things, the likes and the comments and Patreon. Smooth. It's the smoothest sign off. Come on, I've done like 65 of these. I should be getting it right by now. I've done many. It should be automatic by this point, but it's not automatic because I want to be genuine. So I think about it as I say it. It's not just a sign off. It's a genuine expression of appreciation for anyone and everyone who has, made any kind of move to just help make this homeless, van living, house hunting, traveling life even slightly easier. Do appreciate that. Anyway,